Good evening, everybody. How's things tonight? We're gonna be going back to Elite Dangerous today, continuing the trip that we started last night out to Bologna and Jacques Station, which is still several thousand light years away, unfortunately. So it'll be a pretty chill, pretty slow stream. But should be good. Last night was good. I had a good time. Hope everybody else had a good time too. Just getting the game up now, getting my alerts out, etc., etc. Discord is terrible. I hate it. You guys know that I hate Discord and I think Discord is bad. Because the links on Discord are really fucking screwy and they don't like to work. There we go. It helps if you fix that and you're a professional streamer who knows how to do things. Neither of which I do. It's all good though. I think we're gonna be alright. I think we'll survive. So, Jacques Station is quite a ways out from where we are. We managed the first major leg of our journey, and that was the only leg that I actually had pre-plotted. It was the only location that I had bookmarked, prepared, that I knew the distance of. So from this point out, any further out that we go, we'll be entirely plotting manually and kind of making some distance guesses and hopefully not screwing up too bad. We're fairly far beyond the point where we can reasonably expect any sort of assistance from groups like the Fuel Rats if we get into any trouble. Loading up the game here. So we absolutely need to be careful not to accidentally bump into suns, to fuck up our jumps, get stranded on a star with no jump distance, things like that. Hello, Sir. Hyperion, the auto host, with 5 viewers. Dang, dude. You've been kicking some serious ass lately. Let me actually switch over to the game here like a professional who knows what he's doing to some degree. There we go. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. We are back on the road again. I need to figure myself out. Oh, I love that message. Access galaxy map to replot route. That's such a good message to get. Are you gonna work with me tonight? You are gonna work with me tonight. But yes, hello everybody. Welcome back to space. Oh, please tell me I have Super Cruise bound to a key that I can actually hit. This is the fun stuff where I have to do stuff that I don't normally have to do. I don't. That's shitty. We'll put it on num1. Alright. We need to be able to get into Super Cruise to get anywhere. Did we take some damage there? Oh, close to, but I think we avoided it. Did we? Yeah, no, we're okay. Alright. Damage from heat is an absolute fucking killer for us right now. It is the one thing that I want to avoid above all else. That and running out of fuel will both end our little trip very early. But yeah, how's everybody doing tonight? Good to see you all. Good to see you, Hyperion. Good to see you, Rick. What are we yelling at each other about in the chat here tonight? What's going on? I'm slightly concerned. Rude, like not telling me where you're going and making me worry about you? What happened? Did he disappear during your scream or something, Hyperion? My throat is a little bit sore tonight, so I apologize. Lots of throat clearing will probably happen. Let's see, can we skim this? Also, we need to honk. Yeah, we were able to skim it reasonably. My throat has been doing the same thing. I'm talking and then it just closes up on me. Yeah, that and my allergies are kicking my ass today, so my nose is all fucking terrible. Speaking of which, I'm gonna blow my nose real quick, hold on. Oh boy. Did not want to make you guys have to listen to that. That was not pleasant. I have to tab back over to the chat here. I need to bind a key to mute my mic in OBS. Alright. Said I was gonna switch from laptop to phone and passed out on bed and just woke up again. Well, that sucks, dude. Get some sleep. I mean, of course, I always appreciate seeing you here, but like I always say, not at the expense of your own health. I know I'm an amazing streamer, and you're just, like, always wanting to be here, and that's awesome. But take care of yourself, too. Oh, you're talking about Hyperion. Yeah, I'm still amazing. I did not check the class of this star before it jumped, which could be a problem. Haven't heard that name in years. Is that an ex-girlfriend? Oh, up. There we go, right at 200. Nice! Alright, let's get the honk out. And we'll do some scanning while we're sitting here. It should be good. Are we starting this shit again? Hey, look, it's 2017. Like Hyperion was saying earlier, I can't judge. Not allowed. Where's the next one? Significantly out of my scan range, I think. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, it's only 4.15. I was reading that as like 4.15k for some reason because I'm an idiot like that. But we might as well sit here and scan things while we refuel. So Hyperion, how did For Honor go after I left? Because I had to go take care of some stuff before the stream. I didn't really get to see how things went. I know you were having a tough time earlier in the night. What? You know what? I'm not even going to ask why that has a distance and speed indicator. Because I'm pretty sure you can't land on asteroid belts. I don't even want to know. You're not going to tempt me, game. Went well tonight, increased our win rate and wrecked 2 Centurions. Nice, dude. Nice. Very nice. Congratulations. Too far out. That one isn't. Yeah, you always have a tough time against those Centurions. It's good to see you're finding your feet against them. Also, I wish my scanner wasn't so slow. Can I change the clock so that it's actually a relevant time? Because I would very much like to have that clock show a time that is useful to me in some ways. Be right back? Okay. Cool, man. See you when you get back. No, we can't. You have a tough time against Kensei? The only thing Kensei has is that, the fucking heavy combo ender that he gets. And if you can parry that, it's just an unblockable, so either dodge it or parry it, and he's got nothing to use against you. Kensei's kind of a crap character, in my opinion. Hyperion was dunking on a really salty Kensei earlier, which was pretty funny to watch. And then there's that good old video of him playing Ledgelord against a Kensei. Well, no, he can sidestep heavy and completely ignore your kicks. What do you play? Oh yeah, he did end up beating you. That's right. For a second, I thought you ended up beating him. Oh yeah, you ended up losing that one. That's right. You play Shinobi? Yeah, no wonder you're having a tough time nowadays. Well, he was kind of a whiny bitch. I don't disagree with you there. I was the one who called him a bitch in the first place. Not as much of a bitch as that guy who keeps accusing you of cheating for delaying your sweeps, though. That's always a good one. Fucking Syndicate Saint. I want to run into that guy when I'm playing Valk, just so I can delay my sweeps and piss him off. Yeah, once per stream. Like, just once in a while, I'd love to see him pop up again. Or to have him pop up in the stream chat. Oh my god. Please. For honor gods, please. RNGesus. It's straight up cheating, he was right. Yeah. I think we've established that the sweep is cheating. My headphones are really acting up today. It's terrible. They don't want to give me proper volume for anything. The bass is gone, it's flat as hell, but kind of sucks. You go to sleep, Sarg. Thank you for popping in for as long as you did, man. It was good to see you. You have a good night. Oh, it was good to see the regulars around. You know, and the people who come in and regularly support the stream. See, this is what happens when my throat acts up like this. I can't say words. Which is amazing when your job consists entirely of talking. But as I was saying, you know, it's always great to see people like Serg and like Hyperion and Kenny and Kyle and everybody who pops up and supports the stream. It's always good to see him. Yeah, every once in a while I will stream early. I usually do that as a way to make up for not streaming the previous day. I'll start early, go a little bit longer than I normally would. It's just very tough for me to stream at 7 o'clock because I have other people in the house and I can't reasonably say, hey, be quiet, don't make any noise. because that's not fair to them. That's why I usually don't run at 7. I have my own room, but the walls here are paper fucking thin. It's really shitty. Like, you can put a TV on at medium volume in my living room, right? I'll be able to hear every word from the TV from my room. Over my AC, with the door closed. It's shitty. I hate it. But hopefully we're moving soon. I would like that situation to change if at all possible. While we're sitting here, let me do some mapping. So I think this system that we're headed to, Priyuk, is one of the ones that I discovered. We're going to use that as kind of a jumping off point. It'll be the first leg of our journey out to Colonia, which is over. You can see it over there. I think I already honked. Did I not honk in this system? We'll honk before we leave. When we reach Colonia, we're going to have a decision to make. And this is very premature for me to be talking about this now, but it's, you know. What we are going to need to decide is whether or not we would like to continue on to the center of the galaxy or whether we would like to turn back and head back to the Pleiades sector. Which, you know, big decision to make. Where is... Oh, that's in the habited fucking bubble. I don't think I've ever been over there. Alphas, and sorry. Yeah, I've definitely never been over there. And yeah, maybe I could get my name on some stuff. Might be a good idea. We'll see what kind of condition we're in when we hit Jux. Because if I'm low on, like, repair bots or whatever, I'll probably turn back around. Kokanje, hello! Good to see ya. How you doing tonight? So yeah, I think that decision is going to be entirely dependent on how the ship's doing when we actually get where we're going. It's going to be quite a while until we get there, unfortunately, but... Good to hear you're good. I am also good. Good to see you around again, man. How's France? Surrendered to anything lately? Go to sleep, Rick. Jesus, you already said you were going to sleep. So go to sleep already. Alright. Honk and head on to the next system. How many jumps are we looking at? 5 more. You're still playing For Honor. What do you mean, Fukanje? I don't think I've ever heard what you mean. I'm curious whether you have good taste or not. Yeah, if you say sent, we'll permaban you. No sense allowed. Kansei rep 7, Conk rep 4, Shigoki rep 3. Nice. Surg has also been, well, he's been having trouble against Kansei. We were actually just talking about that. And I was asserting that Kansei has 0 tools, and if he can't deal with Kansei, is... he needs to get a little bit more creative. Yeah, Kansei is very weak. That's what I was saying. And Rick doesn't believe me. There we go. Does Shinobi have the weird decaying parry that, like, say, Peacekeeper does? Because if so, I can understand why you'd be having difficulties parrying. Because I have the same problem. I hate the characters that have that decaying parry. I think it's terrible. But yeah, you do get a free top heavy if you manage to parry him. And me what? As in, what am I maining? I got my Warden to rep 1. I haven't played in a little while. I've mostly been playing Diablo 3. But yeah, rep 1 Warden. That's my my big thing that's going on. Yeah, congratulations, you got to rep 1. I'm the best For Honor player on Twitch. I should have thousands of viewers. It's complete injustice. I'm so upset, guys. I don't have my rightful Twitch viewership. You're gonna get your charger for the phone? Go to sleep! Jeez. What are you doing? You're gonna die. If you die, I'm gonna be very upset. Le phone, la phone. Les phone. Something. I don't know. How do I French? Man, Hyperion's 1 follow away from 50, and I'm 1 follow away from 60. It's kind of weird how that worked out. I'm hoping I'll hit 60 tonight. I want to get that big 6-0. Can't wait until I hit 100. That's going to be a big milestone. And I know this game probably isn't the most interesting thing in the world to watch, but I enjoy it. I'm comfortable with Elite. And gives me plenty of chances to interact with chat and hang out and talk with you guys. Fiddle with my Twitter midstream like a professional. Oh, damn it, I forgot to do my HUD colors. I wanted to do that in between streams, but I forgot. Shit. I may do it during break. When we take a break in a couple hours. I will, go find my old HUD colors during a refueling and quickly enable them when we're on break. Because it's just a simple file edit, the way the HUD color thing works. You literally change a couple of values. Alright, we will see you later, Rick. You have a good night, man. Get some sleep. See you around. Thinking about maybe doing some streams this weekend, so might see you then. Just gonna keep going until this trip is done with. We get our exploration elite. No matter how long that takes. It might be quite a while. Man, we skated a little bit close there. Wasn't really paying as much attention as I probably should have been. I will admit to the fact that since I started playing this game fucking 450 hours ago, in terms of game time, I've always kind of thought that that the travel system should be a little bit more involved. Because all the frame shifting is a masked loading screen for the next little star system. Which is fine. But at the same time, I think we've kind of moved past the need for loading screens in modern games. Especially on PC. And especially with a game where there's ostensibly so little to load. It's a little strange that we need loading screens between systems. If we could just do a continuous frame shift, right? And choose to stop off at certain points based on how much fuel you have, that would be a far superior way to do it, in my opinion. It would allow people to cover a lot more ground a lot faster, and it would definitely change the dynamic of piracy in this game, I think. Because you would have to plan to ambush people rather than, hey, let's yank them out of Super Cruise when they inevitably drop out of FSD. Which was a big problem for a while. I don't know if it's still a big problem. I've kind of stayed out of the community for quite a while. So we've reached that auspicious point where we have completed the first leg of our journey. The first roughly 1,000 light years. And we need to figure out where to go to get to the second leg of our journey. Let's pop open the galaxy map here. Now we want to head, as it stands, roughly northwest about 1,000 light years. Which, easier said than done. Hey, Hyperion, welcome back. You came back just in time to see me figuring out the next leg of the journey here. We going the right way? No, we should be going a little bit more north. Like this. That's roughly 1,000 light years. So that'll be our next leg. Because we have to go 1,000 light years at a time. That's the max distance that you can plot a route. And that's 31 jumps for us. Which isn't bad, honestly. We have a pretty good jump range on this thing. Now, is this the system we're in right now? Is this one that we've discovered? Or rather, that I've discovered? Yes. No wonder I had this bookmarked. This is one of the ones that I discovered. Rather, the planets. I didn't discover the sun, I discovered the planets. So I've been out here before. I think this is the furthest out from the inhabited bubble that I've been. So anything beyond this point will be new to me. Which is good. Won't necessarily be new to everybody else, but it'll be new to me. So I finished up Diablo 3's story today. That's what I was doing while Hyperion was streaming. I was playing Diablo 3 with him in the background. Um, and dang, that game was good. That was a very enjoyable, the story mode for Diablo was very enjoyable. And now I'm into the gearing up for nothing kind of phase, which is fine. I'm perfectly willing to do that. Working on getting, set pieces for my Crusader. Might start another character soon, but I don't know what class I want to do. Probably end up trying either the Witch Hunter or the Necromancer, I think. Probably won't stream it though, because for some reason that game runs terribly for me. It stutters. They're just little micro stutters, but they're really annoying. Whereas this game runs perfectly fine. Which I'm grateful for. Oh shit. Skimming a little low there. Getting a little hot. A little frisky. All good. We don't want to flirt with the sun. That's a bad idea. Preferably we would want to flirt with things that are not on fire. I don't think we've run into a single star that we can't scoop at this entire time, which is surprising, but completely welcome. I think scoopable stars get rarer and rarer the closer you get to the center of the galaxy. I think that's how it works. So we might run into some trouble later, but so far we're doing alright. I can't wait for space legs to happen. That's when they let you walk around in your ship and in stations and stuff. Because I do have an actual character. You can see his legs and arms here. But it's customizable, and there's a face underneath the helmet that I made. I can actually show that to you while I'm scooping here, I think. He's not the best looking guy. But I think he came out alright. He looks nothing like me. This is him. I think there's a very good reason why the proportions are as weird as they are. Like, he seems kind of lanky almost. It's very strange. Very big head. But I think that's because of the fact that he spends all his time in a spaceship. Musculature's fucked. There's something or other in the lore about it, but I can't remember exactly what it is. Why did my rep with the Feds and Empire drop like a fucking stone? That's not cool. Weird. Also, who scuffed up the inside of my spaceship? That's also not cool. I never noticed that before. Look, if you guys keep scratching the shit out of the inside of my spaceship, every time I let you in here, I'm not gonna let you in here anymore. It's ridiculous. You gotta take care. Conjay leaving baguette crumbs everywhere. Hyperion keeps sweeping them up. um, not for quite a while. There won't be any combat. We won't see another living person, AI or otherwise, for pretty much the entirety of this trip. Until we get to, until we get to Jacques anyway. Oh, we can make FSD injections. We'll hang on to those just in case we need them, because those can get us out of a really tight spot. We're done. Yeah, Hyperion, unfortunately you missed actual combat yesterday. It happened before you finished your stream. So there was blowing stuff up before we left, but there's nothing out here to blow up. That was in our other ship. That was in our Corvette, which is an absolute overarmed and overarmored beast. Fucking 600 million credits for that ship alone. To outfit it and to buy the actual hull. This one's only 200 mil. I really hate that you can't do anything with your systems while you're in Super Cruise. I guess that's kind of a balancing mechanic, because you could fiddle with modules in between fights or something, but it seems a little silly to me. Yeah, my CPU is fine for Congé. It's just a glitch with the BIOS of my motherboard. I'm gonna need to update it at some time, but it's completely harmless. Yeah, and it's a known issue that was fixed a long time ago, and my motherboard just doesn't have the correct BIOS version, so I'm gonna have to fix that at some point. I'm just lazy. But yeah, it didn't hurt anything. You missed me having to end my stream early, Hyperion, because all of a sudden OBS, where it shows, you know, the CPU percentage, like, hey, OBS is using this much CPU, started showing CPU percentages in the, like, 90 billions because my motherboard was reporting it wrong. So I had a bit of a freak out because I was like, oh god, my CPU is gonna die. But no, it's fine. I actually took a screenshot, which next time we fuel scoop, I'll see if I can find the screenshot that I took. If not, I'll pop it on Imgur, or I'll show it on stream so that you guys can see the stupid numbers that Core Temp was showing. Yeah, I was really impressed with my CPU's ability to do all those calculations at once. I'm waiting for men in black suits to bust down my door and take my CPU because they want its advanced computational properties. It was really impressive. I stole it from the aliens, is what happened. I stole it from the Thargoids for Twitch streaming. Alright, let me line up the scoop here. Then I'll get this image up on stream just as soon as I check that it doesn't have any information that I don't want out there. Oh yeah. I'll just put it up on Imgur. Imgur, however the fuck you pronounce it. Because we have to wait for fuel scooping anyway. Yeah. Check this shit out, Hyperion. This is what you missed. Look at that. So OBS, like, look at cores 2 and 3, or 3 and 4 rather. Yeah, that's what OBS started showing. Yeah, so I freaked out a little bit. It freaked me out too. But everything seems fine. I mean, it didn't blue screen, it didn't do anything abnormal. So I have to assume that nothing is really wrong. And yeah, I went in like the Reddit tech support chat room and I was like, hey guys, is my CPU about to burn down my house? And they were like, no. Oh shit, I've been recording this whole time? Well, that's not good. Let me just fix that. I must have accidentally hit the recording button or something. You know what? I bet you my recording hotkey is set to the thing that I fucking... Yep. It's set to the key that I set my Super Cruise button to. So when I went to Super Cruise at the beginning of the stream, I started recording. Amazing. I was like, why is my CPU usage double what it should be? Alright. Get out of here. Do a few more jumps. You know what we might do tonight? Is drag somebody out to be stuck out here in the void with us. Because there's a multi-crew feature. This will explain it. Multi-crew allows you to invite commanders onto your ship to act as crew. So basically we can drag someone from wherever the fuck they are out into the middle of nowhere with us. Essentially kidnapping them for funsies. So we may do that in a little while once we get a little bit further out into the black here. Or we may join somebody else's ship at the next leg just to take a break. I wonder if there's like... does it say that there's like an external limit for... No. So yeah, even though we're out here in the middle of nowhere, we can still join another ship if we want to. Which we may very well end up doing. Could be kind of fun. I've never done it before. I've never played with that feature, so... Curious how it works, what it's like. We could go be someone's fighter pilot or something. Get his fighters blown up and him really mad at me. Because I am terrible at piloting fighters. I've tried it before. There's like a CQC league where it's just fighter against fighter combat. And I've tried to do that before and it didn't go too well. So yeah, in about 23 jumps, I think we'll take a break from the exploration, hop into somebody else's ship for a while, see what they're up to. Should be good. We won't subject someone else to the torture of being out here with us, because there's not really a whole hell of a lot for them to do. But if we can join somebody else, that just might be entertaining. Wish I could stay longer. I'll catch you later, though. Alright. I will see you later, Hyperion. It was good to see you, and thank you again for the host, man. You have a good night. Don't let your fiance eat your dog's soul again. Yeah, I definitely should have picked up a faster fuel scoop. This one isn't bad, but I don't think it's the best in the class that we could have. Shut up, Foik. Don't make me butcher your name more than I already do. I can find a way. Here, let me take a shot at this. That was horrifying. I'll never do that again. But yeah, that's much more butchered than Hyperion usually does to it. I could just do the Jontron and say his name is Ech. That'll be his name from now on. Ech. So yeah, whenever Fukonje comes in here, it'll just be Ech. How about that? It's like how random guy is Serg. And just abbreviate your name to Ek. Somebody on my Twitter timeline talking about how they met someone through a certain internet movement. I'm not gonna fucking bring that up on stream, dear God. But how they can't tell their parents how they met this person because it's really uncomfortable, and I'm just cringing secondhand. Now they're talking about FF14 or something. Life is good, man. We're out here in space, hanging out around stars, like some kind of demented, heavily armed moth. All good. How's life with you? How's France? And when are you going to, Montenegro? When's that planned? Because you said you were doing it, you never said when. I think we're averaging like 3 or 4 jumps before we need to refuel, which, could be better, could be worse. The 30th, huh? Well, enjoy. At least the weather should still be nice for you. I need to get out and enjoy the weather, I think, before it starts to cool down. But with the stream and with everything I've been doing, it's a little bit tough sometimes. I mean, I'm absolutely grateful for how the stream has been going lately, but my god, does it eat up a bunch of my time. The weather in France seems like it's always kind of meh. It's a little bit like England in that regard. Or so I've heard. I'm an uneducated American. Take whatever I say with a grain of salt. Or a drop of wine, as the case may be. Yeah, it rains. Rains a lot. Rains a lot here, too. I'm in kind of a crappy part of the country weather-wise as well, over in America. The thing about America that a lot of people in Europe don't realize is that our weather is actually extremely varied. Like, everybody kind of thinks it's California over here, but... yeah, no. It's California in California, and that's about it. The rain entered your room? How'd that happen? I want to hear this story. I wish there was, like, posters or something that I could put up around the inside of my ship. There's bobbleheads. I could get some bobbleheads if I wanted to pay for them, but... like, I want to put a fucking poster over there. Just some dumb shit. Space Top Gear. Jeremy Space Clarkson. It'd be good. The bricks on the roof were moved because the wind and the rain entered. Dang, son, that's some bad luck. I hope none of your stuff got ruined. Like, what room ended up getting rain into it? Oh, your room? Your bedroom? Oh, like, shingles? Are they shingles? Or slats or something? That sucks, man. I'm sorry. I've pretty much guaranteed that if for some reason water ever got into my room, a bunch of my stuff would get ruined, because my room is very closely packed. Kyle, how the hell have you been, man? That's the question. I'm surviving. I'm in space, hoping to not get eaten by aliens. But how have you been? We're hanging out in unpopulated space tonight. Doing some exploration. That's the deal. But yeah, good to see you. Welcome, Kyle. Been a little bit, couple streams since I saw you. Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to look up my HUD colors while I waited. Which I will do now. Gonna need to go back through my own Reddit post history. Which is gonna be fun. Need to go back about a year or so. Been good. Stuck away from my phone for a few days. My brother lost my charger after lending it to him. He just screws with you non-stop, eh? Like, first he messes up your internet, now he loses your phone charger. My god, man. Scrolling. So much crap to go through. I post a lot on Reddit. I'm scrolling back through Reddit because I'm looking through some number settings that I posted a while ago. Trying to find, like, the color tints that I used to use for my HUD for my ship, which I have since lost because of a reinstall of Windows. I just figured I might as well do it while I'm sitting here above a star refueling. So I have to go back about a fucking year. Oh wow, back when I used to post in Art of the Division. That game kind of fell apart a bit. A lot. He's an asshole, but he can be nice sometimes. I played through the first Dark Souls on his computer. Dark Souls 1 is fun, man. I enjoyed the hell out of Dark Souls 1. I hope you have a good time with it. Well, let's see, where is it? Posting Dark Souls jokes in the Elite Dangerous subreddit. It's always fun. Oh, we're done fuel scooping. I will continue looking on my next fuel scooping expedition. So Kyle, have you heard of Elite Dangerous before? Because that's what we're playing right now. As evidenced by the title beneath the stream, which you probably cannot see. A lot less linear than the ones after, especially with the Master Key. I'm getting so lost. Yeah, the Master Key is kind of a noob trap, I would say. I wouldn't, if you had asked me, I wouldn't have advised you to take it on your first playthrough. Because that thing opens up a lot of doors that if you don't know exactly where you're going, like you said, it'll get you lost. But it is good for getting a lot of early game items that will help you out later, but that's only if you know where things are. But yeah, personally, I wouldn't have grabbed it. I did on my first playthrough, but only because I had seen stuff of the game before. I knew, you know, if I open this door, it's gonna lead here, kind of deal. I watched two best friends play Dark Souls before I played it myself, just to kind of get an idea of how things worked. Because game like that, I believe it or not, I didn't want to go in blind. I had tried to play blind myself, and I got my ass kicked. Well, this is Elite Dangerous, and you're seeing the most boring part of the game, unfortunately. You're seeing exploration. Basically, I'm jumping from star system to star system to star system, slowly making my way out to a station, which is the furthest out station from actual human civilization. When we park at the next star, or what have you, I'll show you what I mean. But basically, the aim of what I'm doing right now is gathering data on systems that I pass through to get my exploration rank up. Try and get elite exploration. Because right now I'm sitting at Explorer rank Pathfinder. But fun fact, I'm actually one of the top... I'm in the top 3,300 players of this game. Trying to get top 1,000 if I can. That's the big goal. But this is my ship. It's very large. It's the third largest ship in the game. And it's extremely expensive. It cost me 200 million credits to outfit. Which is nothing compared to my combat ship, which was 600 million. But still very expensive. Anyway. So, to give you an idea of what we're dealing with. This is where we are right now. Way back where all those bookmarks and stuff are, in the bottom right, that's the habited human civilization. Each one of these stars that you can see right now is a star that I can actually travel to. So I can just zoom in and you see there's more and more and more star systems. But as I zoom out, see that bookmark all the way over here in Colonia? This is where I'm going to. This is Jacques Station. Let's see if I can find my bookmark of it. I have no system map for it. But out here, I know for a fact that this station exists. And the reason I'm going there is because it's a bit of a pilgrimage for explorers. Everybody kind of has to go to Jacques at least once because it's such a long trip. So I figure I might as well knock it out, get some data on the way. Aha! I found my colors. Took fucking forever. I found them. Oh, that's my old white and red. Yeah, it's extremely far. It's probably like 500,000 light years. It's absolutely obscene. But we're gonna do it. Gonna make it happen. Alright. Nice, nice, nice. 15 more jumps until we get to take a break. Upwards of a couple of weeks, maybe? I don't know. We've been moving along at a pretty good clip, but I know that some of these expeditions end up taking actual real-life months. And I may continue onward when we get there. I may head for the actual center of the galaxy, the black hole that is in the exact center. So yeah, it can get bad, but this is one of the significantly less bad ones. I still get plenty of data doing it though. And the data is what we really need. The goal is to get a whole bunch of astronomical object data, which is what I'm picking up every time you see in the top right that I'm discovering new things. I take that data when I get to the station and I turn it in for money and experience, and that's what ups my exploration rank. This is not a scoopable star. I hope that the next star is. Have I mentioned to you how refueling works in this game, Kyle? I don't think I did. Doesn't seem as dangerous as the title of game makes it appear. Well, the fact that I'm hovering over literal stars, the way refueling works is extremely dangerous. I have a little scoop on my ship, right? And in order to refuel, I need to skim along the gas, like, sphere of a star and slowly pick up that gas to use as fuel. So I'm literally hovering above stars to refuel my ship. But yeah, you're not going to see any combat, hopefully. But we don't run into Thargoids or something. Alright. While we scoop this time, I'm actually going to go AFK briefly and run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. 5-10 minutes. I have returned. What a mess. It's good to see I didn't come back to my ship being a field of space debris. This is always good. What are you guys talking about? French stuff? Seems like French stuff. I always kind of wanted to learn French, but they discontinued the French class in my high school like the year before I started language classes, which sucked. I ended up learning German, which is also a great language, but would have rather taken French. What's up with your tablet, Vikanjay? You having some issues? Come on. Scanner doesn't want to work. There we go. There we go. I really wish there was a way to look and see what data I had. Like, hey, you've scanned these systems. I don't think that there's a way to do that. Because that's all engineering data under the data tab. It's for other stuff. So I don't think that there's a way to look at, like, hey, I've scanned these systems. Unless it's under transactions or something now. Which it very well could be. Nope. Just bounties. The letters are too close and it types out two letters at the same time or it types the wrong one. That sounds fucking obnoxious, dude. I'm sorry. Moving my microphone around a little bit. Seems like it's struggling to pick up my voice a little bit tonight. Ten more jumps until we can take a break. And it lags? What kind of tablet is it? Is it like an iPad? Because if it's an iPad, your problem is that you bought an Apple product. And that's your own fault. I can't help you there. It types apostrophes randomly or something? That's weird. Probably shouldn't do that. That doesn't seem quite right. Oh, it's a cheap Lenovo. Yeah, that kind of explains it. Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean, sir. Um. Oh. Wow, one of the people on my friends list is actually online. Huh, how about that? Lenovo is a new. What are you talking about? Lenovo is a new product. I'm just adjusting my head colors, HUD colors in a little creator while I refuel. It doesn't sound like it's gonna make millions if it's not working that well for you. Unless, like, your family owns the company or something. Oh. Oh, you fucked up the spelling, I see now. Well, what company actually made it? Yeah, I kind of derped there for a second, I'm sorry. Oh, Lenovo, okay. Yeah, I haven't heard great things about them. You always want to get like an Android or something. I don't know what OS your tablet runs, but doesn't sound too great. Does not sound too great. So after these next 9 jumps here, what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly adjust my HUD colors, restart the game, and then we're going to do some multi-crew as a break. Should be fairly interesting. I've never fiddled with that feature before, so I'm eager to see how it works. Oh, don't overheat on me. Okay, we're gonna be alright. My heat was getting a little high there for a second. Oh, those like splittable tablets? Those are kind of weird. I never really trusted those. Because they seemed like the kind of thing that would stop working after like 6 months and then you'd be stuck with half of something. But that's just me. And my natural distrust of weird ideas. Yay, spinning. Is it really still spinning when there's no horizon? And no gravity? Or are you just rotating? Hmm. Who knows? Space is weird. Do the French have a space program? I know India has a space program. Do they let you people leave the planet? I'm curious. I was wondering if France has a space program. That's what I was asking. Because I've never heard of it if they do. Here, I'm gonna keep tweaking my HUD colors. God damn it, this tool is not easy to use. Flower Girl, hello. A space program like NASA, where they fund expeditions into space and do, like, space stations and astronauts and all that stuff. Like NASA. But yeah, hello Flower Girl, how are you doing? Good to see you. I think it's the first time I've seen you in here. This is Elite Dangerous. Oh god. Oh god, he... Shit. Cool down, cool down, cool down. That was nasty. I'm glad I looked back at the screen when I looked back at the screen. It doesn't exist. Yeah, I didn't figure because I'd never heard of it before, so... We're doing well tonight. We're doing very well. Just relaxing and exploring space. Things are good. Is, Chapters not streaming tonight? Because I figured you'd be over there if he was streaming. Alright, let's try to scoop again and not screw it up this time. Did he finish Zelda or something? What's up with him? I hope everything's alright. There we go. We want to sit right at 200. If he is, it will be later after him sleeping. Let me look at his Twitter and figure out what the fuck is up. Because I don't think I've seen him tweet in a while. Let's see, X chapters. No stream today. I'll return Saturday or Sunday, either with FF12 or bonus streams with neat fun content. So yeah, I guess he isn't streaming today. Well, that sucks. I usually like to watch his stream after I finish mine. Real life stuff hasn't been on in a couple days that I've seen. He was streaming yesterday. No, he wasn't. That was yesterday's tweet that I just read. There's nothing on his Twitter about today. Huh. Let me check his channel. But yeah, I hope everything's good with him. Wow, he's almost to 50 followers too. Hyperion is, Captors is, everybody is. Good stuff going on. I'm almost to 60. Oh god, our bitrate is probably gonna tank tonight at in about 3 hours if we're still streaming. Overwatch Cup starts tonight. Oh god. I think Twitch needs to do a better job of making sure that that stuff doesn't affect smaller streamers. Because I know back when I was starting out a few years ago, back when I did my first run of streams, that if there was like a big speedrun competition going on, or like a big competition at all, big league thing, um, that everybody else would just get fucked with bitrate. Like, we would just get screwed. He did help Facon J, but it didn't really end up doing much. But he still did RT it and tweet it out and everything. There's not really a lot of overlap between what he does and what I do. Did my first stream in a long time the other day. Was shocked I actually got a couple of viewers. Hey, that's good stuff. You should get into streaming full time like us and be useless. Do nothing with your life. Yeah, it was nice of him. He's somebody who I enjoy talking to a lot, and I enjoy his work. So, it meant a lot that he was willing to help me out. How many more jumps are we looking at? 4? We might actually make it on this fuel tank, which would be good. And then we're gonna take a break and do a bit of multi-crew stuff. Check that out, see how that works. Oh, you work? What do you do for a living, Flower Girl? Do you mind me asking? I don't think you've ever said. Last time you did before the other day was in January? I see. Yeah, it can be kind of tough. It can definitely be kind of tough. The reason I stream so late at night is because I have other people that live in this house with me, and I gotta kind of work around them, unfortunately. Oh, you work in IT? That's pretty cool. I want to get into IT eventually. Want to hopefully go to school for that and figure it all out. That's what I would like to do, for sure. If this doesn't end up being a full-time career, which would be amazing. If it did. And of course, we all hope that we'll strike the lottery and end up a Twitch partner and end up super successful. What game was it that you were beta testing, by the way? I know you were talking about it in Chapters chat the other day, but I didn't really read much of it, because that was not a fun night. For me, not because of Chapters. It was released on Wednesday in the PlayStation Store. Do you get, like, money for that? Nebula Realms. I've never heard of it. I'm gonna have to look at it. I don't have a PlayStation at all, but I'm gonna have to check it out. I'll have to, like, rewatch your stream VOD of it. Oh, nothing much happened. It was just a long day for Conjay. Just a tough day. I ended up calling the stream off because I didn't have the energy. I had taken a class earlier that day and it wore me out a lot more than I expected it to. It's a PS Home type game and no pages did it help. Well, that's cool of you at least. Was it fun to beta test something like that? I've never gotten a chance to do anything like that outside of, like, open commercialized betas where you're just one in 50,000 people who are also beta testing it. It'd be neat to do actual real testing for a game. Ooh, this is an impressive looking star. And apparently the music agrees. So what we're going to do here is we're going to refuel real quick. Then I'm going to quit out of the game. I'm going to put in my new HUD colors. And when we come back, we're going to do some multi-crew stuff. So, should be pretty neat. Because I've never used that feature before. I don't know how it works beyond you check to see if you can join someone else's ship, and then you do stuff. But it should be a nice change of pace from all the exploration. Had fun doing it. All we did, about 100 of us, was play and report issues, nothing fancy. Yeah, I mean, that's what it really comes down to, right? What else could it really be beyond, hey, let's see if we can break this game? Which is kind of why I want to do it, because I find that stuff to be really fun. But yeah, I'm gonna probably, after I finish streaming, go check out your VOD of it. Because I'm curious now. Oh wow, Poland's talking about leaving the EU now. That's a thing. Jeez. Wonder what's gonna happen with that. That and all the net neutrality stuff that's going on. Jeez. Net neutrality is really gonna screw up Twitch if it goes away. It could be a serious problem. Which is why I didn't mind all the spamming of it yesterday. Usually that stuff pisses me off, but kind of suck if I couldn't stream anymore because I had to pay fucking $50 more for my internet a month or something. I mean, I'm sure Twitch has the money to like pay companies off to make sure that they don't get throttled, but at the end of the day, they really shouldn't have to. So, Flower Girl, did you find any interesting issues in the game that got fixed, or like how did the testing go? How do I think it would affect Twitch, in my opinion? I think the biggest issue, in regards to someone like me who streams and is a smaller streamer and does not have the benefit of protection by, say, networks or larger communities, bandwidth would be a problem and revenue would be a problem. Wherein I would imagine that if net neutrality falls apart, Twitch is going to end up being something that gets throttled in favor of cable companies' video streaming services. So, a partnered streamer, for example, would be able to say, all right, well, I can take the $10, $15 more a month in my internet bill to make sure that my bandwidth doesn't get screwed over when I stream. I can't do that. Plus bandwidth caps, which happen already and are a problem already, and I've managed to avoid up until this point. That could also be a problem because bandwidth caps absolutely murder streamers. I use about 3 megabytes a second to stream up to Twitch, which is very high bandwidth, and it would eat through a data cap like that. So I doubt I would be able to stream anymore. Anyway, we've refueled. So let me quit out of the game here. And adjust my HUD. And then we will be back and we'll do multi-crew stuff. Lots of glitches, crazy small things like pixelization, color bleeding, lock points going off the map. Yeah, that's always fun stuff to find. I agree. App data local. App data, local, frontier. Elements, options, graphics. All right. This is just a quick INI adjust that I'm doing. Change my HUD colors. I had meant to do this before the stream, but I completely forgot. Save. Alright, let's see if it worked right here. Load the game back up. I will explain the game a little bit when we get back in. I just haven't been doing anything really worth explaining. But I will do a short explanation when I get back in here. Alright, let's see if our HUD colors worked. Yep. I just want to adjust my brightness. There we go. Much better than the amber, in my opinion. So, what we have been doing up until this point is exploration. If I look over on my right side monitor here, you'll be able to see that I have an explorer rank of Pathfinder. I want to get that up to elite if all possible. If at all possible. And the way that I do that is by heading out to random star systems throughout the galaxy and scanning them and gathering data on the stars and stuff there. Welcome back, Fakanje. I changed my HUD colors. And I actually have a destination that I'm traveling to right now. So here's where we are. And if I zoom out, you'll see more and more and more stars appear. Every single one of these stars I can travel to. And some of these stars have probably never been seen by another human being before. And I mean that in the most literal sense. No one playing this game has seen some of these stars. So I can actually discover them and get my name on them. I actually have stars here with my commander name on them because I was the first one to discover them. See? First discovered by Orcades. So that's the kind of stuff I'm out here to do. But the big goal, if I go back to the galaxy map, we started down in the bottom right over here. We started somewhere in this little cluster of bookmarks. We went to Bruyuk right here, which was the star that we just looked at that I had first discovered. That was the first leg of our journey. So that was about 1,500 light years. This was the second leg of our journey that we just finished. It's about 1,000 light years. Where we are headed is all the way out here to Colonia. Look at that distance. All the way out here is Jacques Station. This is the furthest out human station in the galaxy. So it's about, I don't know, it's quite the distance. And when we get here, what we may do is continue onward to Sagittarius A, to the black hole that is the center of the galaxy. You can see that the stars here are extremely dense to the point where my map actually lags a bit trying to look at them. So it'll be fun trying to get to Sag A if we end up going out there. We travel at about 35 to 40 light years per jump. So we jump from star system to star system, and the maximum distance that we can jump is about 35 light years. So, 1,000 light years, for example, is about 31 jumps. So fairly slow, all things considered, but at least we're not going out to Beagle Point, which I believe is out here. That's about a 6-month trip, real time. This trip that we're doing, maybe a couple of days, it's about a week max. But what we're going to do now, pop over to multi-crew. And we'll join for some bounty hunting. Really? No ships available, huh? I guess we are too far out. I figured that there wasn't a maximum distance on it, but I guess there is. That kind of sucks. Oh well. Let's plot our next leg of the journey here. Should be somewhere here-ish. Essentially. It'll take us about a week maximum to reach Colonia. And that's just an estimate. That's not guaranteed it'll be a week. It's just an estimate of, hey, this is how long I feel like it might take. There we go. So, about 1,000 light years is 33 jumps or so. That's kind of the rate of speed that we traveled. Yeah, it's a very serious journey, but like I said, at least we're not heading out to Beagle Point, which can be up to 6 months. Could be much worse if we were. Oh, heat is going to be an issue. Do I have heat sinks on this thing? Fuck. No, I don't. Don't overheat on me. Overheating is absolutely deadly because I have very little ways to repair damage that I take. The biggest killer of explorers is either running out of fuel or overheating. I have a little repair robot on me, but he has limited charges. And of course, it's quite possible for me to run out of fuel, which is in the bottom right. Is my fuel indicator. But luckily I can refuel using stars. I can basically skim gas off of stars to refuel, which is pretty cool. So see how it just said in the top right, discovered one new astronomical object? And again, because I scanned, that means that I discovered things in this star system. They exist, and I can proceed to scan them. I may very well do. If I can manage to flip around here. And I'll actually show you my ship in a second from the outside. I just want to scan this sun and see if it's been discovered. There are when you're in the inhabited section of space. But I'm very, very, very far out from what's called the bubble. And the bubble is, human inhabited star systems. Good night, Fakanje. It was good to see you again. Sleep well, man. Anyway. Let's see. Has anyone discovered this sun before? Probably. Yep. First discovered by Slonris. Whoever the fuck that is. Anyway. Let's take a look at our ship from the outside. So this is the ship that I'm flying. This is my Imperial Corvette. It's the third largest ship in the game. Cost me about 200 million credits. This is the second most expensive ship that I own. And for a while, its sole purpose was hauling corpses. But it's been converted into an exploration ship, and we've brought it out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it's a very pretty ship. And this is the inside. I can actually look around. It's nice in here. Where's our next destination at? The next star system that we come to that has actual planets in it, I'll land on one so that you can check that out. Because we haven't landed on a planet in a little bit. We can take our little rover out and drive around, look for things. Yes, you can. You most certainly can. If you look in the bottom left where you see the little visualization of the ship, those three rings around it are my shields, and below that, where it says 100%, that's the ship's health. If that goes to 0 from whatever damage source I might run into, the ship will explode. What will happen in that instance is I will reappear at the last station that I docked at. Alright, this system should have some planets in it. Maximum range on our scanner here. Not gonna tell me. Gotta be like 100 light seconds or something. Yeah, it's about 100 light seconds. If we can land on this planet, we will. But I think this may be a star. No, we can land on this, I believe. Possibly. Let's see, is it gonna let me? Nope. Well, let's try somewhere else. I would have to pay... If I look here, see in the bottom left there, it says rebuy cost. I would have to pay 11 million credits to rebuy the ship. And I would lose all the data I've collected, etc., etc. But I wouldn't lose anything further than that. Fun fact, I'm actually a top 3,000 player in this game. Apparently, according to the Inara stats. Which you can actually look at with the helpful command listed on the title. If you want to look at all my ships and my stats and stuff. That's a water world, we can't land there. Up until this point, before they changed how it works, I was, accumulating my credits via hauling corpses. So I'm looking for a planet that has a planetary map. And those are the ones that I can land on. There may not be any in this system. These all look like ice worlds to me. But I'll post the command for you. So if you look at that link, you'll be able to see all of my stats. Gamer Latte, hello! Aren't you streaming in like 30 seconds? Popping in while For Honor updates? Cool, man. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in and saying hello. So you're playing For Honor tonight? That should be pretty cool. A few more minutes for the update. Nice, man. I need to get some emote ideas from people for when I eventually become an affiliate, because with any luck it'll be happening soon. Gotta claim the victory for Knights. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Definitely gotta get that Knight victory. You playing Peacekeeper tonight? What are you playing? I think if this planet that we're looking at right now isn't landable, I'm going to try next system. Because I'm pretty sure these are all just ice worlds. Is Peacekeeper actually your main, or... Not sure. I'm thinking about joining the For Honor tournament, but I haven't really decided yet. Oh, was tonight the release of the, like, tournament system? Ah. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna try next system. Because I think these are all ice worlds. Oh, there's like an actual big tournament. Okay. What's the prize? I'm curious now. Is it like a community run tournament, or is it an actual big official tournament? I really want to find a planet to land on so I can take a break here. Not like a stream break, but like a flying break. I also need to refuel though. Oop, this one looks reasonably promising. Oh! Shit. We have moons. We should be good to go. Once we refuel. I don't want to run out of fuel and be stuck on a planet. That would be a problem. Ain't no fuel rats out here. Well, they'd come out here. It'd just take a while. We'd be sitting here doing nothing. Slowly freezing. In the blackness of space. It would be very uncomfortable, is what I'm getting at. So yeah, Flower Girl, this is how refueling works. You hover above a star like this, and you make sure not to overheat. Much more dangerous than it appears, because heat, like I said earlier, is deadly out here. But yeah, I think we have a couple of potential planets that we might be able to land on in this star system. We'll have to go look. Unfortunately, my scanner is very, very slow. It is. It's a pretty neat concept, and there's some stars that I can use to like slingshot or to boost my jump range. But I've never done that before, and it's apparently really dangerous, so I don't think I'm gonna risk it on a trip like this. Because, like I said, avoiding damage is paramount, and doing that is a prime way to damage your ship. Ubisoft Montreal 4 on a team run tournament, top 12 for NA, EU, and SA, and top console. Get a free trip to LA to compete for 10k USD. We're also doing a caster competition. 2 will be selected for a free trip and paid job as a caster for the final. That's pretty fucking badass, dude. If you try to compete, good luck. Definitely good luck, sir. I hope it goes well for you. Personally, I think you should give it a shot. Who knows, you might get lucky. Alright, let's check this planet. Check a few planets. That's a star. We'll scan it anyway. Volk or PK? Alright, talk to you later. Thank you for popping in. Good luck, man. Have a good one. Welcome back, Kyle. You came back at a good time, man. We're trying to find a planet to land on. I think this one might be a winner. No, really? Really? Is it really not? This one is. Here we go. Found one. I needed to find one with an available planetary map. It's quite far off, though. It's okay, our ship is pretty quick. We'll get there 5 minutes. If that. Alright, let's head out here to scan this planet and land on it. Doing a bit of roving around is the plan. Give ourselves a bit of a break. Wonder what this planet's gonna be like. The last one I landed on was a bit like Mars, but browner. Should be only a few seconds out. We're still picking up speed, so we'll only start to slow down once we hit about 10 seconds on that timer. Will be 3, 2, 1, now. Here's where we start slowing down. And here comes the fun job of landing on this planet. Yep, this one's landable. You guys can see the meter in the bottom left. Distance and speed for our approach. Looks like standard kind of moon, kind of tannish. Lots of craters. Few spots of metal here and there. Be good. I want to stay in the sunlight if at all possible. Here we go. Just about entering the glide phase. Now we're gliding down to the surface. Buffering is horrific. Alright, Kyle. You do you, man. What have you got to do? Now, my only job at this point is to hold this steady while we steadily drift down to the surface. I want to hold it about minus 15. Pretty good angle of approach. About 10,000 or 10k meters up. We just finished our glide. And we're back on engine power. Making our way down. We're now within the atmosphere of this planet. Not walk around, but something close. You'll see in a minute. I want to find a reasonably flat spot to land. I have a whole hell of a lot of sideways momentum. Need to counteract that. I want to kind of stabilize and pull up here. I'm getting a little low. Actually, it looks reasonably flat below. And we're landed. So, this is our little Scarab SRV. It's basically a little rover. It's quite zippy. And it'll allow us to get a good idea of the scale of our ship, which is quite large. Let me drive around near the front here. Thank you, Flower Girl. That was actually a very smooth landing compared to the last one I did. The last one was pretty bumpy. But this is our ship. And we're actually roving around on an alien world right now. Which is pretty freaking cool if you ask me. Alright. You want to see this thing take off? Of course you did. So our ship is going to head into orbit and wait for us to call it back down. But I wanted you to get the chance to see it take off. Now let's have a drive around and see what we can find. There's definitely some stuff on our scanners. Who knows what it might be? Definitely a fairly large signature, it looks like. Let's pick up speed a bit. This thing does have a turret on it, so if we run into anything nasty, we can defend ourselves. Yeah, you don't have to be scared of that, though. It's AI controlled. It's fine. And our name isn't Dave, so we have nothing to worry about. Besides, it's my ship. It's not going to screw me over. Now, I don't know about you, but I think this is pretty cool. An outcrop. Just gets it out of your way, mostly. If you're in a risky situation, like if you're attacking a base or something, which is something you can do, getting your ship into orbit will prevent it from being damaged. We shot a space rock. How do I get back into my SRV? Gonna have to look this up. Oh, this is a slight problem. Hmm. Ah. Like so. We were rolling backward that whole time. This is chromium. Neat. Chromium, phosphorus, and sulfur. We're not going to bother picking any of it up because I have no anywhere to put it on the ship, but cool that we have it. Cool that we found it on an alien planet. Let's take a little bit more of a rove around, shall we? We have plenty of fuel. Why not? Actually, let's take a look around. Oh god, we're drifting. We're okay. It's all good. Don't worry about it. The nice lady told me my hull integrity was compromised, but we're still at 100%. Don't worry. Don't worry. But yes, this thing can fly. To a degree. I have not. And there's no actual proof that they exist. Thargoids are a rumor. Nobody's ever run into them alive. We've found their ships. Well, I guess that is proof that they exist. We've found their ships, but nobody's ever run into them actually, you know, alive and shooting. You know what I mean. But somebody may, and whoever does will be very famous in the ED community. So I hope it's me. That's why I stop on these planets every once in a while, because you find some wreckage or something, hoo boy. Be a big deal. The Flower Girl, how are you enjoying the stream for your first time being in here? I know it's a fairly slow game, and probably not the most entertaining thing in the world, but I hope it's at least alright. Turn that lights on to full beam. We do not want to hit that last button. That self-destruct button? Hell no. Well, I'm glad to hear that the stream quality is good. You know, that's a concern for any streamer. How's the quality? What the heck is that? Oh boy, this is bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. I think it's just a rock, but I want to go look at it anyway. Game is interesting, but not your type, and that's okay. Hey, that's also good. Sometimes fun to check out things that we might not normally be interested in otherwise. Oh hey, you want to see what the Scarab looks like from the outside? The answer to that question is this. Lost. Anyway, this is what the SRV looks like. It's a pretty neat little machine, if you ask me. Very cool little rover design. Very fuel efficient, too. We barely used any of our fuel. Yeah, I love space and rovers and all that stuff, so this game is really cool for me. I recognize that it might not be everybody else's cup of tea, but I think it's pretty damn cool. Alright, is this a crater up here? Get a little speed going. Always up for something new, just not FPS, not into shooting and war stuff. This is way better. Yeah, I play a lot of FPS stuff, but this game is also fun. It's very relaxing. Like, if you're sick or something, hell yeah, play this. Fast. Vroom vroom. This thing can get going pretty damn well. It spins really hard, though, if it gets going up quick. It can be a little difficult to drive in that regard. Alright. What do you say we call the ship back down and we get going? 'Cause I don't think there's a whole lot out here. It's cool, but very empty. And now we wait. Oh neat, I can actually hear my character breathing. Yep. Oh, there it is. Just took it a second. Oh god, please don't land on me. Where's it going? Yep. Uh-oh. This could be a problem. Yep. Oh, it's putting down now. Okay. Thought it was running away on me. Let's kick it up a notch. They're a little quicker. It looks like we've landed, which is a good thing. Yeah, I know, but it's just easier to have it dismiss itself and then land wherever the hell you are rather than having to go all the way back to it. Shit. You're missing me leaving a planet that I just spent time roving around on. I'm failing at driving a rover. There we go. Back on board. Safely back on our ship. Alright. Well, that was fun. Wasn't that fun? That was fun, everybody. Get the hell out of here. Hey, we're vertical. Hope you're not afraid of heights, everybody. And we're away. Taking off is far, far easier than landing, I have to say. Shit, I fucked it up. Fucked it up a little bit. That's okay. Come on, work with me here, FSD. There we go. I wasn't quite out of orbit yet, so I had some problems. There's our horizon line. We gotta get away from this planet before I can really do anything. I don't know what that means, Kyle. I don't know what that means. Entering orbital cruise. Or exiting orbital cruise, rather. Bukanje isn't here to nitpick anymore if it wasn't correct. Don't worry about it. And with that, we continue onward into the stars, returning to our obscenely long journey. When you think about it, this is what Star Trek would be like if it didn't have a monster of the week every single episode. You know, if horrible things weren't happening to Picard every single star system they entered, this would be what Star Trek was like. Know how to say buffering in French? I hope I said I don't like to watch buffering. Well, I think we all understood what you meant. Man, I'm really pleased with how well this HUD color came out. It looks very nice. Has an appropriate amount of contrast. Everything sort of pops nicely. It's much better than the original Amber, I have to say. Describe what to you, Kyle? How cool is that, passing by that close to a star? This game has a VR mode, and dear God, do I want to try it now that I have a GPU that can probably handle it. We're in space. There's a whole bunch of fiery balls of gas everywhere, and we're jumping in between them. That's what's happening right now. We have an incredibly massive distance to cover, and it's taking a very long time. Obey me, underling. Serve your superior. I wish Q-Box were here. He's better at the narration than I am. Alright, next star is going to be a refuel. That's Honk. Oh, that was a profitable honk. Yep, next star is gonna be a fuel scoop. Running a little low on fuel here. It's all good though. Overshot just slightly, but we should be okay. It's around 250 where things start to get kind of hairy. Alright, Kyle, we'll see you when you get back. This is the part where I fiddle with Twitter while we wait. So yeah, I'm glad that everybody's was reasonably enjoying this game. It's just something very chill that I can relax and talk while I play, and I know quite a bit about it. And it's easy. It's not a hugely difficult game. So it's very, very good for me to stream. I know I'm probably not gonna get 100,000 followers from it, but hey, whatever. I'd rather stream things that I enjoy than be stuck streaming stuff that I hate just for followers. You know? Like, I don't know if everybody agrees with that as a philosophy, but that's kind of how I look at it. What do you guys think? You think it's better to stream something I enjoy or do for something that's gonna get me followers? Also, Flower Girl, you still here? Who's in here right now? Flower Girl, Hez, and Kyle Birdman. Hello, Kez. Not calling you out. You don't have to chat if you don't want to. You can continue to lurk, by all means. But, welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Just happened to open the viewer list right then, and you were there, so why not say hello? Exactly, that's the right attitude, and you do well with your explaining. Well, I appreciate that, Flower Girl. I figured I'd stream this as a way to kind of keep myself sane, because, dear God, this is a long trip. Very, very long. And the refueling can kind of get to you. Because really all it boils down to is jump, 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 refuel, jump, 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 replan your fucking trip when you get 1,000 light years out or however long. Eventually you get there. We dump off our data when we arrive, and we either turn back around to do it all again or we head to our next destination. And that is exploration in Elite Dangerous. Not the most involved system, I guess, but it works. It works. And with the whole me doing the route manually thing, it's much more likely it'll find new stuff, I guess. Hey, there we go. And off we go. Let's see, how many jumps are we at? We're under 30. Under 30 is good. Under 30 to the next leg of the journey. I want to look at something real quick. How far off are we? Wow, we're actually making pretty good progress. Definitely ticking along pretty well here. Gotta get out to Jocks. I've never been there myself. I want to see it. Apparently it's supposed to be a pretty cool looking station. I don't know what they sell there, if anything. I don't know what commodities it would have that far out. We'll have to look. Not that I have cargo bays to carry anything, but, you know. If you're there, why not take a look? But, yeah, I hope everybody's enjoying this stream tonight. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you like what you see, please feel free to hit that follow button. I would very much like to hit the big 6-0 tonight, if at all possible. I have other resources below the stream, including my Twitter, my Discord, and my YouTube for more content. I announce in Twitter and Discord whenever I go live, and YouTube I often post VODs as well as other content from the stream, and not from the stream, games that I don't feel would fit well on Twitch. If you're curious about my stats in this game, there's a helpful link under a command to my Inara, which will show you all of my stats as well as all of the ships I own. Oh boy, I really wish there was an accurate way for me to measure the distance between where I am and, well, you know what, I can. When we hit the next star, I'll figure out exactly how far away we are from Jacques Station. We can do that. I just realized. And believe me, I want to go look. So we'll pause over this star here. Let's take a second. Could be Eelprow. Right here. We're 19,000 light years, 19.5 thousand light years from Galonia. So, 19 legs of the journey away from where we need to be. That answers that question. This looks like a crazy system. Look at all these stars. Holy crap. Well, it looks like most of them are scoopable. Oh, we can filter routes now? Hmm. Nice. Well, that's good to know. Alright, let's honk. And let's head out. So yeah, 19.5 thousand light years to go. Quite a bit to be sure. But we'll get there. We'll make it. Boy, let me tell you, I'm not looking forward to the return trip. Because if we want to do anything else with this game, we gotta get back. It's gonna be the same distance back as it was getting there, obviously. No shortcuts. There's no, let's teleport or fast travel back. Doesn't work that way. This game's a mite too realistic for that. And unfortunately, I can't hire someone to fly it or anything. It'd be nice if I could. But we are not that lucky. No, sir. We need to refuel at this next star. Otherwise, we might be screwed. I wasn't paying attention. Thank God. It seems like a scoopable star. Yep. We're okay. See, the hard thing about this is it's so monotonous, and yet one lapse in judgment, or one instance of not paying attention, can completely screw you unrecoverably. We're so far out at this point that the only people who could help us would be the fuel rats. And they would take absolutely hours to get out to where we are, if they were willing to come at all. So, definite risk. I really hope I don't screw up. That's all I have to say. And yeah, like I said earlier, I wish I had brought a better fuel scoop, maybe a second fuel tank or something, but a little bit late for that now. It's unfortunate, but we gotta deal with what we got. I don't know what Jock Station has for outfitting, but I don't think it'll have anything worthwhile. If we wanted something new on our ship, we'd have to turn all the way back around and go back. And I'm not willing to do that. Refueling yet again. I feel like by the time we get out there, we'll have burned off an entire star's worth of fuel, but oh well. Makes me wonder, would fuel scooping like this slowly deplete the star? Does it work that way? I have to do some research and find out. I don't know. Let's see what's on the Elite Dangerous subreddit. Anything good? Any good news? Oh, I guess there's a influx of new commanders today, for some reason. Must have been a sale or something going on. An active Thargoid system. Did people discover what? This I have to check. I guess there was first contact. Oh boy. What? Okay, I'm gonna play this video on stream. This is apparently the first contact with the Thargoids. I haven't seen this yet. I haven't seen this video yet. Credit goes to, Ludius Darius on Reddit. Apparently he's on Xbox. But, let me get this video up here. Let's see. Gonna need a window capture. Here we go. Apparently this is first contact with the Thargoids. I have never seen this before. Oh god, none of his systems are active. His ship is entirely dead. He can do nothing about any of what's happening right now. Just as an aside, that's why you see the ice collecting on his glass. All of his HUD is turned off. What the fuck? That's an Anaconda. It just shifted in. He's in a Federal Corvette, which I own one of. He's being hit. Oh boy. Yeah, that would be a Thargoid scout. Well, I guess they are real. Holy shit. That's pretty fucking cool. Huh. How about that? Anyway, back on the road. Hey, Kyle. So apparently first contact with the aliens did happen. It happened, about 6 months ago, back in January. And I just played the video of it happening, and boy, it was something. So I guess they are real. Now we know. I never even heard about it. Oh god, this is a white star. Alright. The video cuts out after the ship shows up, so I don't know. I don't know what happened beyond the ship showed up and he was there. Oh god. Nope, 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 nope. Shit. Wrong button. So somebody had first contact with aliens about 6 months ago. I never even heard about it, Kyle. The aliens are called Thargoids, and I just played the video a moment ago of, the first contact incident. I just found out about it because I went to look at the Elite Dangerous subreddit a little while ago. So who knows what we might run into out here. Kinda wish I had brought more weapons. Scratch that, I really wish I had brought more weapons. This ship is armed, but not well. Hopefully, if we do run into anything, our weapons will give us a chance to get away. Because running is pretty much our only option here. I tell you, if I see in the top right, contact in range, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. I'll say that much. Apparently people have been trying to communicate with them. I haven't had a chance to do much research on it and see how things have been going. But there were first contact protocols established in the community. And I guess, according to the subreddit, that guy in the video that we just saw was not destroyed. I guess they let him go. So, I don't know, looks pretty good so far. I'll try and find more information next time we fuel scoop and see what else happened. News release in April. Since being discharged from the medical center Leoncino Orbital, former federal president Jasmine Halsey has repeatedly spoken about the allegedly transcendent experiences she had while drifting through space. Apparently she saw the true architects of creation, according to the article. I'm just skimming it. Hold on, I'll be able to read more of it. I'll link the video in the chat, Kyle, in just a second. Oh shit, I overshot. I'm gonna need to come back around. Actually, depending on what the next star is, just hit that one. I was reading chat. Fucked it up. Oh, it's Class M. Alright, we're good. But yeah, I'll link the video in just a second, Kyle. It's the video of the first instance of us running into actual live Thargoids, which are aliens. Not us, as in me, as in the community. As for your question about star skimming, that is gas that already fissioned. You're taking will not deplete the stars, the byproduct of the light making process. Oh, cool. Anyway, let me link this video here. There, that's the video that I played. Unidentifiable wake, Jesus. Okay, I found some information. He was on his way to Professor Palin and Maya for more engineer upgrades in his A-rated combat-ready Federal Corvette, and he had 3 magnetic emitter coils in his cargo hold with a 125,000 credit bounty. Jumping through the Ares Dark region and pursued by a bounty hunter, he was ripped out of witch space and completely disabled. According to him, his hands were shaking so much he was having trouble hitting the record button. After the initial incident, he winged up with a friend and continued on to Maya with backup, when it happened again. The second time went exactly the same as the first, minus the bounty hunter, and resulted in a better video. DP Sayers officially in contact with Drew Wager. DP is getting blasted on Xbox Live with messages, some of them belong in a high-right reel. Apparently he made a second contact again afterward. I'm trying to gather, more information. Apparently he didn't try to attack it, so things are good. His video got tweeted out by the official Elite Dangerous account, so it is real. A lot of people talking about fighting these things. He got pulled out of... You know when I've been jumping between stars? Every single time we go to a new star system? That loading screen where we're transporting between stars? He got pulled out of that. So if it's going to happen in between star systems. Apparently the ship is really fast. It scanned his cargo when he showed up. The alien ship scanned his ship's cargo. The running theory is that it's looking for something specific. So that was an alien ship at the end? Yes. It wasn't the first time that particular ship had been seen. It was the first time it had been seen in an active state. About 3 or 4 months before that, possibly even longer, I'm not sure the exact dates, we had found wreckage of a ship very similar to that. But apparently somebody ran into a live one. So it'll happen in this sequence right here, if we do get pulled out. I'm going to be extremely paranoid from now on every time I go into witch space. Not that I wasn't already, but good lord. I'm just thankful they don't shoot at you. Or so I'm told. Apparently you can tell if you're going to be hyper-interdicted by them. If you watch this screen, you'll be able to see at the end, when we get close to finishing it, the little star in the center, the star we're headed toward. If we're going to get pulled out, that star will apparently not be there. So if we don't see that star, we panic. If it has the capability to yank you out of a jump, it's probably not something you want to be in bad terms with. Humanity has actually fought them before, according to the lore of the game. The reason they live in witch space now is because we messed them up so bad that they were forced to retreat there. But apparently they don't hold grudges. They disappeared for a very long time, and for a while we thought they died out, but I guess they're back. We know that they live in witch space. We know their ships are significantly larger than any of ours, save capital ships. We know that when they appear, they seem to scan you. They don't communicate in any known language. According to lore, there are several different kind of castes of them. We do not have that ability, no. We can yank ships out of Super Cruise like we're in now. This is Super Cruise that we're in now. We can't yank ships out of jumps. And we know humanity has fought them before. Apparently they have bases somewhere in the Ares Expanse now. I'm not super inclined to go look. Well, you have to assume that they communicate. I mean, they're like a hive mind from what we know. And that ship that you saw was just a scout, Kyle. That wasn't one of their combat ships. That was literally how big their scout ships are. I'm looking for more information while we refuel. Okay, somebody submitted a ticket to ED support asking why it's invincible, because apparently somebody shot at it. We've received reports of this occurring in certain areas around the galaxy from other commanders. From little we understand, the unknown vessels are not attacking ships at this point, only scanning them. They also appear to be able to completely disable all ship systems. I'm glad to hear you're eager to fight this possible threat, but I fear even if aggression against them was possible, your ship would be helpless against the level of technology being reported at this point. Your intel is true, and you or others have fired upon them. It's clear from the lack of damage done they are only toying with you, and advise you to avoid further aggression with these targets for now. If you have any further intelligence reports regarding these vessels being fired upon and the resulting actions, please forward them to the Phyllis Federation and all their commanders via the link here. Best regards, signing off. We don't know, Kyle. That scout ship is the only ship we've seen. Prime number light signals? I guess you could. In the ASP video, we can see that the Thargoid ship is armed with a single pulse laser, probably something engineered, 4 drives, and a blank module, which suggests it might be its hyperspace interdictor or some kind of unknown module. Somebody scanned it. Thargoid scouts are armed. For now, they don't seem aggressive. They still warp away if you attack them, but who knows when FD will flip another switch and they'll strike back. Also, it's pretty useless to attack them since they seem to have invincible shields. This is the picture of a scan someone did. I'm going to update the title, because we're discussing Thargoids. Oh, and thank you to Drew Abbott, Hyperion Curse, and Insane Jughead for the hosts. Very much appreciated. I just saw that on my dashboard. Thank you very much. Anyway, let's see what more information I can turn up. Let's check Galnet. You check Galnet? Is there a way to... You got the video up and running for the stream or for the video that I posted? I don't think we can check Galnet from the ship. Yeah, no, we can't. No more audio only? Cool, cool. I'm looking for more information now. God damn it. Reddit just went down from maintenance. Son of a bitch. Ah, well. I'll do some Googling next star we hit and see what else I can turn up. Get a charger, Kyle. I'm gonna be going for about another hour before I close down. But yeah, Reddit is unfortunately down. Kyle, you know what all this stuff with the Thargoids reminds me of? Black Watchman. It's kind of funny. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, Flower Girl. I'd become, like, instantly Twitch famous. Which would be kind of cool. Just fucking splatter my Twitch name all over whatever video I take. Like, paint it on the back of the Thargoid ship like a bumper sticker. Hey Thargoids, you mind advertising my stream for me? I would totally do that. Check out Eternal Inquisitor on Twitch. He talks to aliens sometimes. Does your Twitch streamer talk to aliens? Fuck no, he doesn't. He isn't cool like that. When we get back to the habitated bubble after we go to Jax, we'll have to go alien hunting. But I'm taking a much less expensive ship if we do that. I have a zippy little courier we can take. Eternal Inquisitor was here on the windshield. Yeah. Just scratch it in like fucking Kilroy from World War II. Except instead of Kilroy, it's the Inquisition sigil. That'd be good. I'd do that. But yeah, I want to go check out one of the bases when we get back. That's the kind of thing that makes me wish I had the ability to make a second save file. Because what I would do right now is go hop on my second save file and fucking... Still no ships available, huh? Because there is no second save slot. There's just the one commander. That's it. I didn't check what class this star was. Could be a problem. Can I scoop this? Are you scoopable? You are. There we go. Let's sit and relax. And do some Googling. Thargoids were first discovered back in January 2017. The new encounter is planet-bound and occurs near alien structures. Planetary rover is disabled and a Thargoid ship hovers over the barnacle, possibly refueling. There's these weird alien structures called barnacles, which we found quite a while ago. The save is like cloud-based, Flower Girl. It's not local. Oh, I have a video of it. Oh, fucking Harry found him? Wow. Grats to Harry. One of the guys who I used to fly with apparently found the encounter, the planet-bound encounter. Here's a link to that, if you want to check it out. That's SDC's Commander Harry Potter. Very good guy, very good pilot. Let's check out the Elite Wiki. According to the wiki, the Thargoid race is a belligerent, warlike insectoid race who originate from somewhere outside known space. It's thought they may be an extragalactic species. Thargoid technology is vastly different, in many ways far superior to established Galcorp technology, which is human. The warships have no visible form of propulsion, either from vented emissions or engine exhaust, yet they are maneuverable and agile. Thargoids also vastly superior in the use of advanced AI and remote craft. Other fields of technology that Thargoids are in advance of Galcorp include metallurgy, biogenetics, physics, and weapons tech. Their hyperdrives and shield technologies are also superior. The only known fact about society is that it's hive-based with no sense of close family. It's thought the society is divided into colonies, possibly along the lines of ant colonies. They're thought to have a natural affinity with space, with witch space in particular. This is due to the fact that Thargoid warriors seem to spend a large amount of time in space. Naval pilots and crews report that the warships in war zones are encountered on repeated occasions over a period of months, often without respite. Based on the study of wrecked ships, Thargoids as a race seem to have a very Spartan approach to furnishing and belongings. Crew quarters are practically devoid of possessions other than those necessary for military crew. All belongings are functional and necessary, again contributing to the idea that they're a hive mind. Because why would an individual in a hive mind need non-utilitarian furniture? You know? So that's some of what we know. It's not very much, but it's something. About 10 jumps to our next leg of the journey here. And Reddit is still, unfortunately, down, I believe. Nope, Reddit is back. Reddit is back. I can do more research on Reddit. Somebody get a close-up of the cockpit. Oh yeah, I totally agree that they're nothing to mess with. I absolutely wouldn't try shooting at one. Especially since it's established that, our weapons do nothing to their shields. But yeah, apparently somebody got a clue. Oh, it's a joke post. Never mind. Wow, apparently there's some crazy codes and cryptography going on with this stuff. I'm just skimming while I fly. And there's been a lot going on. Yeah, not to mention all your stuff is disabled. Agreed. I think that's a direct result of them yanking you out of witch space, though. I don't think your ship deals with that very well. I actually found the location of one of the bases on Reddit. So we can go there and check it out. When we get back into inhabited space, that is. Let me pop open the map and figure out where this is. Yep, 19026. Oh yeah, way back in the Pleiades sector. It's about 4,000 light years from us right now. Yeah. It's way back in inhabited space. I don't know. I think it's still pretty cool. I want to go check out some of it. I wish I had known about this before I left. Because I would have stopped off and looked at some of the bases on my way out. But unfortunately now, we are quite far off. Overshot just a bit, but I think that's okay. I think it's been there the whole time, Flower Girl. Like, before we showed up. I don't think that they put it there recently. I think it's been there. But that's my 2 cents. And I have nothing to back that up, but that's just my gut feeling. Oh, I found a picture of it. Check this shit out. That's a picture of the base. From orbit. That's credit to Commander VPR on the Elite Dangerous forums. I guess it's read as Commander Viper, but VPR. Yeah, that's the running theory, Flower Girl, is that if you're carrying the right cargo, they'll communicate. Especially considering some of the artifacts we've found have had similar effects upon frameshift drives as the technology they're using to yank us out of witch space, but thus far nobody's managed to get them to communicate no matter what they've been carrying. At least not that I've heard. And I don't know about you, but that quote-unquote base looks like a ship to me. That looks like a capital ship. Because that looks a lot like that scout ship. And if that's true, then, oh boy, we have no chance. Apparently there are uplink nodes around the structure. At least 10 unique unknown data uplinks around the site that people have found. I think I'm going to end the stream in about 5 jumps when we reach the end of this leg of the journey, because it's been about 3.5 hours. And that's usually longer than I normally go. That was a great sentence. That wasn't gibberish at all. But yeah, despite the lack of new followers, it's been a pretty good stream tonight. I would have liked to get to 60, certainly, but had a bunch of regulars come in, and it's always great to see that. Obviously had you come in, Flower Girl. It's good to see you. Glad you finally get to catch a stream. And the Thargoid theorizing has definitely been fun. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you had a good time. Glad you enjoyed the stream. You have a good night. And I will hopefully see you during future streams. Just a few more jumps and I'm going to call it for the night. Glad you did. Glad to hear that. No point in doing it if nobody enjoys it. After all. Good night, Flower Girl. Sleep well. Two more jumps here and then I'm going to call the stream. I just want to finish this leg of the journey. We've done about 1,500, 2,000 light years. Pretty damn good. That's about 1/10 of what we've got left. Gonna be quite a while before we reach Zoc Station, but you know, we'll get there. I'm gonna refuel at this star here. Overshot it a bit again. Hopefully don't get too hot. So I do need a bit more fuel. 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 I do need keep an eye on things. Hmm. This Thargoid stuff is pretty crazy. Oh god, what the hell did you do, Harry? This time a special NPC would be racing back to the bubble. The Formidine Risk. Ah, Harry killed her. Slow fucking clap, Harry. He infiltrated Harry, you glorious motherfucker. Oh my god, this is so good. He infiltrated the pack and fucking killed this chick. Oh my god, Harry, that's beautiful. Slow fucking clap for Harry Potter. Oh, SDC are the real pilots in this game. Kyle, hello. We are just about done tonight. Like, this is either our last or second to last jump for the evening. I'll be calling the stream. We've been going for about 3.5 hours. But thank you for coming in again, as always. It's always good to have you. Yeah, this is our last jump. We're just gonna refuel here, and then I'm gonna call the stream. We overshot again. Oh well, I'll fuel up just a bit until I get too hot. Fuck, I just downloaded to put it up on PS4 and connected to keyboard after my phone died. I'm sorry, man. But it's getting a little late for me. I want to get some sleep tonight. I'm pretty tired. We'll be back with more Elite tomorrow for sure. Tomorrow's what? Friday. I may do some stuff this weekend as well. At a more normal hour. We'll see what happens. Oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. That was bad. That was stupid of me. That was very stupid. Insufficient material. Shit. Did I not remember to bring ammunition for this fucking thing? Oh god damn it. Good night, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening. I'm gonna call it here after that really, really stupid emergency drop. That's okay. It's only 1% of our total fucking integrity, but it's still really annoying. Good night, everybody. Have a good one, and don't let the aliens bite. See you around. Oh shit, have I had that window capture up the whole fucking time? I have, haven't I? That's really shitty, I'm sorry. Oh, well that would have just came up because I closed the game. That's okay. Alright. Good night, everybody.